Camera rolling.
Sound speeding.
And
Action!
yay! So weird. So weird.
Hello, everybody.
Hi everyone. Welcome to another episode. Episode 10.
It's crazy. 10 episodes.
I'm proud of us.
I'm very proud of us.
It took a minute to get here. Hi guys.
Hello.
Welcome to our podcast. Wait.
It really did.
It took a minute to get here, and now that I feel like we're getting comfortable with this, our setup and everything, we can like focus more on just like pushing it more and everything like that, which I'm really happy about. But we really love like any one of you who's ever like come up to us or messaged us and told us that like you like what we're doing, whether we're friends or whether we don't really know each other. We really appreciate
We really do.
because it's like, oh, okay, we need to just keep pushing this
especially
thing,
because we've just started it. So it's like, I don't know, it's just so interesting and so lovely also just to have so many people support it. Even though it's like a small community, it's still a community.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. And we really appreciate it.
Yeah. What's been bothering you this week, darling?
Wasn't bothering me. So our fridge was broken for a couple of days.
Wow.
We had a lot of things go off.
Yo, bow.
So that was fun. We had to
You know
wait.
how much money we lost? Because the thing is, it's also like, I think it took us a minute to realize what was wrong. Like, because it wasn't like broken, guys. Like, it wasn't like off. It was on.
yeah.
The freezer was still working perfectly. But it's like, you take out the thing and it's not like cold, you know? It's like just a little bit.
Because I would see like things in the freezer. I mean, all of it was broken, but the freezer obviously holds the most.
Yeah, because it's the coldest, so it takes the longest time.
But I'd see things water, like from the top of the fridge. Why is there water on the top of the fridge? Like, we know things are melting that used to be ice. Like, I'm like, And then
for me, it was the smell. I was
and
like,
the smell,
there's a
because
weird,
the water.
we have like a water filter jug, and it was tasting like the fridge, and the smell was like chemically, and I was like, this is not on. Something's weird.
Yeah, no, it was weird. I remember I poured my friend a glass of water. She didn't even touch it. I was like, what's going on? And then I was like, oh my God, it's the water that tastes horrible. But
Sorry
it's
to that
fixed
friend.
now. Yeah.
Did you tell them? It's chill.
Well, but I was just like, oh my God, but it's fixed now.
Yeah. We have a functioning fridge now. Thank you so much.
Also,
and these people better give us the rent credit.
Yep,
Thank you so much.
but what else is other thing that's been bothering me is today is very, very hectic day back home, birthdays and weddings, and I'm not there. That's the only thing only thing that's bothering me.
That's kind of related to what's bothering me.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's just been a week of like missing things at home. Like, we have had someone who's pretty like monumental in the family for how long she lived and everything. She just passed away, and obviously like when people pass away and they're at a certain age, it kind of becomes this, you just become grateful that they've lived to that point in time. So it's not necessarily like hugely shocking, but it's still sad, and it's still like, especially because she lived such a grand and huge life, I just know it's such a big moment for our family, albeit a sad moment. And I don't know, like, you see your family, like we have our family's occasions, and sometimes we just stalk them, and when we see them all in one place and we're like, oh
yeah,
we're not there.
Literally. It was on the phone with my best friend who's at my brother's wedding, and at my older brother's wedding, and then she was just like, I was just like getting teary. She was like, don't you dare. And then she said, she started getting teary. And I was like, don't you dare. I was like, nah.
I woke up because I heard this one on the phone, and I was like, are you crying?
I was like, no.
I was like, I heard you sniffling.
No.
I heard you sniffling. She's
No.
like, you're hallucinating. I'm like,
And also, only last night you told me about your family
because I found
member.
out yesterday.
Like before we
I
were.
found out yesterday when I was on the phone with my mom.
God.
It literally happened yesterday. Well, maybe Thursday night SA time,
Oh my
but
God.
very recent.
Oh.
But
Did you cry?
no. Were you gonna say of course?
No. Why would I say that? The only time
It's
I
okay.
would expect her to cry is for family.
Fair.
She loves home and family.
But no, I didn't. But you know me, I take a very long time to process things. Like
yeah.
even when I'm going through something in the moment in time, my emotions load second. My logic loads first, and then my emotions will come like on a random day, and then I'm really sad, and then
Yeah,
you're like,
that's so
huh?
we're the complete opposites. We're
Yeah.
the complete opposites.
Yeah. Like I don't
I wish I
feel
was like
first. I
that.
think first. I feel later. Which
I wish I could do that.
it's alright. Different strokes for different folks.
Because I was gonna say, because I was laughing and also I don't like that saying.
Different
It
strokes.
makes me feel uncomfortable. Stop saying it.
But that's the saying.
Ew.
Man, it's not my fault. English is weird. It's not my fault. Okay, different. I don't think either of us.
We'll come up. We'll find it. We'll
think
find
about.
this.
We'll think about it. But anyways, yeah, that's what's
Yes.
bothering us. You know, price of moving and starting a life elsewhere
Yeah.
is you miss out on a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
And it doesn't get any easier.
it doesn't.
For some people, maybe it does. For us, we haven't discovered it getting any easier. So yeah.
Yeah.
But not entirely related, so this might not be a phenomenal segue. But what we wanted to talk about this week was our generation's obsession with short-term gratification.
Yes, immediate gratification.
Yes.
Yeah.
And our inability to endure, to be patient, to work hard for things. It's applicable in so many different areas, and I think we wanted to speak about this because it's actually been a recurring conversation in a lot of settings we've been in this week.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, like this would be a great thing to talk about because while we're about the same age, 26, 25, and I don't know, like let me start off by asking you this question. In which aspects of life have you seen either your own tendency to want short-term gratification or a loved one's tendency to want short-term gratification be their downfall?
Well, I think I'm just going to speak for myself just from experience. But as an artist, I feel like obviously filmmaking has given me a lot of patience back, which I really appreciate. But with regards to like illustrating, and painting has become such an interesting thing because I used to paint a lot before, and obviously you make mistakes, you couldn't go back. But with like obviously digital work and digital illustration, you can go back easily and fix something. Like there's so many tools, like especially with editing videos now, like there's so many ways for you to put out content. And then on the other side of it, consume content has just become such a thing. Like my capacity to even sit through a couple short films like we did yesterday, the Pateka screening, like, which was fantastic, by the way. Congratulations.
Thanks.
But my capacity was so short. And
Now she kept putting out her phone.
she was like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm dealing with someone.
No, and you know, and I did that on purpose because, guys, when you're in the cinema and it's all black and you just the light, it's really
It
distracting.
was on low.
But I didn't want to bother her. But I was also like, how do I subtly imply?
But
that
it
this
was
is-
on low lights.
You preach theater etiquette to my kids. Put your phone away.
Oh.
It's the cinema's black, darling.
Oh. Anyway, the films in the beginning, and it just kept going. And then some of the men were talking, directing. The Missing Middle, which was a beautiful film, and there was like 2 more films that were great, but the rest of them I weren't interested. This is not something I would pick, but out of respect and all of that, I'd obviously like have to watch. But my capacity and my like tendency to just sit through long things has become so low, and I think that's not good. So I think what I'm trying to do is just go back to like painting and writing and stuff more, to like give myself and watch films and put my phone aside. Like, who was it that was saying that they would put their phone into a like
Corral. Shout out to my
Oh,
friend.
yes.
She was telling us how like she started this thing when she gets home. She puts her phone in like a little basket. I don't know if you still do it. Maybe you still do it. But I just remember her saying like she puts her phone in a little basket or somewhere close to the door.
Yeah.
And then she just like spends time with her loved ones, watch TV, whatever. But she like is self-regulating how much she consumes like short form media in that way. Because she's like, you're supposed to be winding down when you get home after work. You're not supposed to be increasingly just stimulating yourself by consuming more and more social media content.
Literally, like it's a lot.
Especially when you do things like watch a movie. Yeah, so she does that as well. Like when she watches a movie, phone to the side.
Yeah. So that's, I think,
where you've seen it impact you.
Yeah, I need to take a step towards the right direction. But even people around me have become like that as well. But I feel like you're good at managing it.
Yeah, I try. Like, obviously, like, I'm better disciplined at it during the week, because during the week is structured with like having to go to work, certain physical health routines like gym or whatever. There's lots to do, whereas I try live my weekends in the mindset of like just to be free and do whatever I want. And sometimes what I want is to watch a funny video, so I'm more like chill with myself, but I do keep myself in check. So like, for instance, like when I'm at like the film festival, like I'm not gonna go on my phone, even though it's watching 6 to 7 films back to back. Like, out of respect for filmmakers, because you don't know who's around you. Literally, the director of the film you're watching could be sitting behind you. Yeah. And I wouldn't feel nice if my film was playing and someone nearby had their phone in front of them. I'd be like, oh, I didn't do a good job. Do you know what I mean? Even though that's probably not what it is. It's just you're Gen Z and you don't have attention span, But unless it's like emergency, or like, I think I pulled it out to someone because like my co-producer was trying to like tell me she's here.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Yeah. But other than that, I try. I'm not always successful in it. Like, I don't think I have really sat through like a whole 2-hour movie without touching my phone. I don't think I've done that. Like, I probably would touch my phone at some point. But I try, guys. Like, I try to do the things of like, first hour of the day, no social media.
Yeah.
I don't doom scroll before bed. If I want to consume content, I must consume it while I'm still in the lounge. By the time I get to bed, we're relaxing. You know what I mean? Maybe messaging loved ones, all that kind of thing. But like, I try not to doom scroll.
Do you know, you just made me realize something. For a 2-hour film, for you not to go on your phone, do you know what I learned through our friend Issy? 4D cinema.
Oh yeah, she really wants us to go watch Fantastic Four in 4D.
Yeah, you won't be on your phone. You'll be too busy being thrown into the air. Guys, what is this 4D cinema? Issy's telling me, Sahar, I think you'll fall off your chair.
I'm screaming.
I don't think you can make it. Then why are you telling me to go to 4D cinema? Sorry, that was just one thing. I think maybe that would help us not go on our phone. That is super overstimulation.
We should be able to just sit through something slow and just consume it. Or even like, for me, like what I'm trying to get back to reading. Because I think reading is such a great exercise as far as like, not brain rotting because of short form media. Because like, when you're reading a book, you can't be on your phone and read a book. If you're reading a physical book, you can't be on your phone. There's no notifications. It forces you to imagine everything that you're reading, because there's no visual stimulus. So you have to use your creativity and your imagination in that way. You can't be like, some people do listen to music, but you can't listen to like active music, because again, you need to imagine the worlds that you are diving into. So I think reading is such a good activity for like just slowing down the pace at which your brain is consuming things, which is why I've been trying to get back into reading in the past like 2 years of my life. And I've been doing pretty good. Like last year, even the year before, I did a pretty good job of like reading a couple of books in the year. And I'm trying to just continue on that, because I think it's really good.
Yeah.
But another facet that I've seen this whole idea of like short-term gratification really impacting our generation is in relationships. Friendships, romantic relationships. Y'all don't want to work for anything. Like, everyone expects that like you're gonna meet someone and then you guys are gonna be besties next week, and then you guys are shocked when your values are completely misaligned. I'm like, you call this person your best friend after knowing them for a week. What did you think was going to happen?
Also, I don't understand. I've never had that, and it's so interesting. I've never had that. I've always had like very like, even though I have a lot of friendships, like I've had a very like slow build.
But that's how it's supposed to be, and that's how I remember you used to say when you first moved here, you found it so jarring that people were like so quick to be like a fake closeness.
So weird.
Because it's like, you're not gonna build a genuine connection off of like expediency. Like, you can't. I forgot, someone worded it so nicely on Substack, but they were like, a lot of our generation wants the fruits of the labor without putting in the labor. Like, you can't look at a friendship and be like, I want that, without realizing the amount of like labor that goes into it. And I'm not saying friendshipping is hard, but it's like, it's the making time for each other, it's answering your phone, it's saying the birthday messages, it's getting to know them so you know what gifts to buy them, it's going by their house to say hi to their mom. Like, all these things build up to that beautiful friendship that you are seeing on Pinterest, that you're like, oh, I want this for myself, but you don't want to do all that labor.
No, literally. And I think it's so interesting, maybe because, I don't know. Also, I don't know if it's because of the West is like this, but I think growing up with, like, within our communities and stuff, we've seen how important friendships are, right? And what friendships mean. So I think as soon as I came here, and it was just like, oh, love you, like, oh my gosh, we're besties. I'm like, this is so strange. Besties is, if I need eggs, you bring me eggs.
Legit.
Besties is like, can you look after my daughter? I look after my daughter. Like, obviously I don't have a daughter, but like, it's just like things like this. It's
I
like,
was like, do you have something to tell me?
I'm a mommy.
Mamacita.
I'm not
Mamacita.
This is the second time we're doing this week. That's funny. But no, I'm just saying, it's like, friendships is there for you in your lows and your highs, and I've only seen people be there for people's highs and not their lows, which is so important. And I think that's how I deep friendships, is like where my friends are when I'm feeling low. Like when everything with Iran was going on, like literally my friend Che once, she sent me like a cute gift basket, and she was like, I don't know what to say, but I thought this might make you feel a little better. Or like my friend Sam came by and she bought me food and she gave me a gift. My cousin came by. Like, it was just like all of these things. It was just like, it's just like, I want you to feel better. Like, whatever you're going through, I want to do something to make it a little less hard for you.
Yeah.
And I think that what friendship is, and that's not going to come like this within a week, like Pateka's saying. So
That's all. Like, no one wants to go through the inconvenient aspect of building friendship, building community, because we're so used to we are a generation that was raised on getting whatever we want like this.
yeah.
You want new shoes, you can order on Amazon. You want food, you can DoorDash. You want to fly anywhere, you can literally buy flights on your phone. You want to speak to someone, you can FaceTime them. We haven't been raised to train that muscle of patience and the muscle of like sowing seeds now that you will only reap in the future. We haven't been trained that way, and you are seeing it now as far as the adults that we're becoming. Like, we're being faced with some really interesting human beings who have really interesting values and really interesting ways to approach friends. Like, you call yourself a friend, but if your friend needs a ride to the airport, you're like, no, that's too much. You're asking for too much. And I'm like,
literally, I'm so
do
sorry.
you remember when there was a TikTok discourse where people were like, y'all are asking for too much, I'm not taking you to LAX? I'm like,
No, this is real. I completely forgot to tell you about this. When I was on a date with a guy, I was telling him, I was like, oh, I have to go pick up my friends. I was like, oh, I'm going to be here in like 2 days. I need to pick up my girls and da da da. And then he was like, oh, that's really nice of you. I feel like you're picking up your friends all the time. And I'm like, well, yeah, why wouldn't I? And they're like, oh, I don't know. Like, I never do that. I always park my car. Me and my friends never do that for each other. I'm like, maybe you should. And then they'll do it back for you.
you guys are literally, you're making the capitalists so happy by not sowing into your communities. Because look now, you're paying to go park your car somewhere. Like, that's
And I know you have money, but it's still.
You don't need to.
It's still,
like,
I don't know. Like, it's just like, it's the joy in like picking my friends up and dropping them off. It's the joy of knowing that they don't have to worry about it.
and you'd spend time
time
together.
together.
Like, it's really hard to make time for each other all the time with like different work schedules and everything. So like that little car ride, and then like you get the first hand experience of like how the trip was while they still remember everything.
Yeah, where it's fresh and like, oh my gosh, and I'll never forget. I think it was December. They both you and Issy were both leaving, and I think you went first. And it was the first time she was like going away after a while, and I had like, it was just gonna be me prepping for like my film, and Issy, who was also my producer, was going away, so I was feeling like so sad. And I remember I was like, I have to be in that car. I can't imagine staying home. Like, I'm gonna be in that car to the last moment as she gets in, like, into the airport. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, also when you care about someone, you want to spend more time with them. So that's what I'm saying. Maybe you have a lot of acquaintances, not a lot of friends, darling.
Clock it. Because y'all be re-emphasizing this whole low maintenance. And I understand. I feel like everyone in life needs to have a balance of like high maintenance and low maintenance relationships. Otherwise we would burn out. But the way in which you guys want low maintenance friendships as your best friendships, I'm like, do you know what you want?
Yeah.
You actually know what you want.
Yeah.
Because your low maintenance friends are there and we value them and we love them. But like it can't be the core relationships around you that you are expecting to be low maintenance. Like, to me, that just doesn't add up. It's not really adding up. But yeah, what other facet in life do we think?
Relationships, I don't know with relationships and stuff when it comes to like dating.
You don't think so?
I
I definitely think no, like
don't know, I can't speak from
we were literally speaking about this yesterday though, about how like how ridiculous dating standards are and the advice that you get on social media is sometimes like I understand encouraging, like if we're gonna go in the heteronormative space, I understand encouraging women to like know that they're the prize and like value themselves and yada yada. Perfect, well done, cool. But the extent to which you people are telling people to break up with their partners for the most frivolous things, it's getting really ridiculous. And it's like, I think it's also like a symptom of this thing that we're saying. Like, we're so used to thinking that like you should be able to get what you want like this. So like someone will share, like, oh, I hate it so much when you see this, like someone will share something their partner did, like something really cute, like maybe they wrote them a cute note and people be like, oh, the bar is on the floor, why didn't he fly you out to Alaska? And I'm like, but did she want to? Like, I feel like we're getting really ridiculous. Like the online discourse on what dating standards should be is getting a little bit ridiculous.
guys, I don't date that much, but it's just like, and I think it's because I have such high expectations.
But also,
But is it high expectations or immediate gratification? Like, what is it?
no, but some of those, and this is what I've had to do with myself. You have to interrogate how many of your expectations are actually things that you want versus things you've been influenced to want. Like, how many of these things are like actual deal breakers for you if that was the love of your life? You have like, and I'm like, and this is what I'm saying, because I'm like, I think people should have high standards. I think I have high standards, but like those standards which I have been built from experience, have been built from whatever culture, how I grew up, etc. Not because you on the internet have told me like, oh, like yesterday we were talking with our friends about how people think going out for drinks is a terrible first date and it's really cheap, and that like you need to be going out for like 5-course dinner meals. I'm like, I'm not putting on makeup to go out for drinks. I'm like, you're a stranger.
No.
Why do I want to sit with a stranger for 3 hours? Like, if the drinks go well, yeah, let's go out for dinner afterwards. But
me and my friend also saying for us, like, eating in front of someone for us is such an intimate thing. Like, I always never understood why I felt uncomfortable eating in front of people I don't know, but for me it just became like, we realized it was such an intimate thing, and it's your body telling you like, hey, like this is something you should be doing with some, like, I don't know, people you feel comfortable around. And I think that's why drinks for me are more safe
and chill, very low expectation. Now,
but
we're not saying go to a dirty ass pub.
No, but
go somewhere cute
and demure.
But like,
I went on a date the other day as well with this guy, and we had food. But like, obviously it's so funny. I hope he doesn't see this. But when I was on a date with him, like, he made me feel comfortable, but he made me feel comfortable because he reminded me of my brother. Like, I wasn't on a date. I felt like I was speaking to a friend or a brother.
Not the family zone.
So I was like, oh,
she
okay,
got home and she
catching up
told
with
us and I
friends.
was like, so you family zoned him. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I went on a date with basically a family member. Like, I was just like, what the fuck am I doing? So that was hilarious. But
it's that thing of like
feeling safe.
Yeah.
And you don't know if you're going to be safe with
a
someone.
stranger. So that's why I'm like, but that's an example of like making sure that a standard has been set for you because of what you believe in versus how you've been influenced. Because now I'm sure there's women walking around thinking, this man is not whatever, I'm not leaving my house to go grab drinks. I'm like, does it actually matter to you? Or do you want to get to know this person? Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like even in like the smallest things will go wrong. And I think especially if you're if like with single friends and stuff like that, like, this is very controversial, but a friend of mine was saying yesterday, she was just like, I think sometimes single people keep people single with how in which we have such a short fuse to, like, when we advise people, we have such a short fuse with people. Like, the smallest occurrence could happen in a relationship and people will be like, yeah, leave him. Yeah, actually, they're not. Yeah, she's not worth it. Yeah, the grass is always green on the side. You have so many options. There's so many people. Because
obviously you want the best for your friends as well, but at the same time, like, it's just like
that could be the best. And this is the thing, is like, back to our topic. You create the best. The best does not come to you from the sky.
This is the thing now. What is the best? Because
it's
like,
different
you just
for everyone.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, what if you imagine like, rich, if it's a man, like, a rich ass person, rich ass man, like, with a lot, and then the complete opposite,
Is
And
who's meant
what
for
if
you.
what if like God's like, no, you have to now be with someone, and you're going to be with them till they like you're going to watch them be
Girl, and
successful. Like they're not there now, but you're going to be part of the journey, and be like, oh no 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 no
that
no no
could
no
be
no
your destiny, dude.
no 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 no.
You
I was
will
laughing in my head because I was like, this cannot be.
Sarah's like, I don't want to be a Bob the Builder, please.
No,
but it's
I am
not
the Bob. I
that.
myself need building. No.
It's not that. I just feel like I'm just very. Yeah.
Listen, okay. The thing is, inshallah, we'll see what happens for me. But I was just thinking, I was just like, okay, so my parents, kind of similar situation. So like, my dad had a previous marriage. He got married to my mum. He had like 5 kids from his previous marriage, my brothers and sisters. And then halfway through our lives, he went bankrupt and I got to start all over again. Like, it was a bunch of things where we had to start from zero. And my mum, to stay with him through all those things, I was like, Queen, don't think I can do it, mate. Do you know what I mean? So right now I'm like stressing as she's speaking. I'm stressing in my head. What if I don't get what I want? Oh.
But that might not be your cross to bear. Your cross to bear might be different. Maybe you won't have that amount of economical pressure on your relationship, but you'll have to have the endurance and maybe learning how to do different conflict resolution. Maybe you'll have a partner who you'll have to teach how to love you in that way. Maybe you'll have a partner who's not as emotionally sensitive as you are, and your battle is going to be constantly having that conversation. But I'm not, as your friend, you're going to come to me and tell me he doesn't understand why I'm so sensitive. I'm not going to immediately be like, break up with them. That's ridiculous. But that is the generation that we live in. People live in a like, you should break up with him. You'll find a man who treats you and is going to be as sensitive and is going to take this endless list of expectations that people have. And it's like,
all I want, guys, all I want.
be serious.
Is I want someone to be like, Aziza, you have so much money, you're so successful, don't touch it, go invest in land, let me buy you everything you want. And then also be emotionally available and understand me fully, and I don't have to explain myself. You see the dreams I'm dreaming, the very unrealistic ones. This is my problem, guys. So it goes into immediate thing, and I avoid dating because I'm like, no, I'm just waiting for that one thing to knock on my door, and then I realize, oh wait, I have to go out and date to find it. So that's why I've been dating more. But I'm just like, oh my goodness, like I've just been like letting other things consume me and be like, for example, work and stuff and all of that, like even consuming things or doing things, like the way I get to it has been different, has been more immediate. So I think, other parts of my life also have to be like this, and it's not. And
it's literally not.
It's really stressful to navigate, but I'm happy I'm like taking time to do it. And maybe my thing is to be a bloody Bob the Builder, but I will not.
I don't want that for you. I'm just saying that, like, and me speaking to you or speaking to us is just like me speaking to our audience as well. It's just like, guys, like, some good things require waiting. Some good things require building. They require patience. They require a degree of endurance. And I need to be very clear here. What I'm saying is I'm not using the word suffering in any of the words that I'm saying here, because I don't believe you should be in a situation where the bad outweighs the good.
Yeah,
I don't
100%.
believe you should be in a situation where you're compromising on your non-negotiables. Like, no. But I do believe it's really ridiculous to think that you are going to have a fruitful and long and thriving partnership without withstanding some degree of trial. Like, I think that's so unrealistic.
Yeah.
And it's not that your partner's not your type or not taking your boxes because y'all had an argument. Get over it.
Listen, okay, yes, I've got this immediate gratification thing to work on. Like, yeah. But when it comes to dating, I'm very slow. So if any hun out there, thinks I'm cute and doesn't want to say it because they're shy, just tell me. Please, I'm not in the mood to wait. Please don't pretend to ask me other questions. I know what you really want to ask. Just ask it. Thank you so much. Okay, khalas. If I don't say it here, I don't know where I'm going to say it. Just ask me out. Bye. Okay, moving on. Because I'm not going to ask. I'm here to be asked. Please, if you're a man. Moving on.
I didn't know this PSA was coming, so I'm as shocked as y'all are. I'm as shocked as y'all are that we are now making huge declarations. But yeah, I think we all, to some degree, have stuff to work on with regards to like retraining our brains to like not have instant Like, not think that like the thing you pursue right now is the thing that you're going to derive value from right now.
Yes.
Like, some things you need to wait for. Some things worth having or worth waiting for. And I think that's what I want to instill in myself and continue to remind myself, to remind my friends, to remind you guys that like we mustn't get our minds warped into thinking that everything's going to happen just like this.
Yeah. No, 100%. 100%.
Whether it be love, like romantic love, whether it be friendship, whether it be your career ambitions. Life is long, God willing. God willing, we'll live many, many, many years. So, like, don't disillusion yourself into thinking that something is not happening because it's taking long.
Yeah. Basically.
It's just not happening in your time.
Basically, what do I want to ask you? I wanted to ask you, how do you feel about, like, obviously I say that with regards to work and like other things, like I've gotten the things I wanted out of like it really quickly. But with like other parts of my life, like dating, I always expected it to like knock on my door because everything else has just come quickly to me. How do you navigate all these different parts of it, and like what are your expectations through all of it, and how do you manage not having like high immediate gratification expectations? Like how has it, like how have you always known that like all areas also need the same amount of care and like da.
It took time and growing up and prayer and a lot of wisdom. And yeah, I think honestly being a person of faith answers a lot of questions for me, because there's just a lot, there's so many messages and stuff that you hear and that you read about the fact that God's timing is so much better than your own. And you know how they always say you have to repeat something 7 times for it to actually become part of like your long-term memory. I've heard this phrase I don't know how many times, but it took that, and it took growing up in adulthood to realize that like there are so many things in my life that I'm going to want to happen in a certain amount of time. But I was going to say unfortunately, but not necessarily fortunately, I am just a girl. I'm just a human being. And I do not have the whole world in my hands. And I do not determine the fate of everything in my life. And I just kind of have to trust that if I'm not being given something right now, then it's just not, like, for some reason, God just doesn't believe like it's the right time for me right now. And that, like, I don't know if that's what you're asking me, but that's how I try get peace around things when they don't come to me at the time at which I want them, is through faith. But it's also through like reflection in my life. I feel like everyone has examples in their life of something that they wanted to happen at a certain point in time, and then you look back and you're like, oh, thank God this happened later than then, because I probably would have fumbled that bag. I probably wouldn't have been able to execute that as well. I probably, you know what I mean? I feel like we have different examples of like I can remember there was a time when I was in grad school where I had done already like 1 or 2 internships, but I wanted a third one. Like my goal to graduate was to have at least 3 internships done. And I applied for an internship at the studio, and I was like, I really wanted it. And it was supposed to be my internship for the summer of 2023. And I remember interviewing, and I didn't end up getting it. And I was really, really upset. And I was speaking to my mom about it. I'm like, I don't know why this didn't happen. I did everything, you know, like you're reaching out via email, you interviewed, da, 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 da. And I'm like, and now it was looking at like I had the summer break, which is like 3 months. I didn't have a course to do. I didn't have this internship. I was like, oh my God, am I wasting my time? Like, also, this is my last summer before I graduate. So I was like, oh my God, like, do I have enough on my resume to get a job after I graduate if I don't get this thing, you know? Like, I was full on panicking about it. And my mom was like, there is a reason why this wasn't your season for this job. And coincidentally, I ended up having to write a thesis film. Normally producers don't get the opportunity to write, but in my year we did. And that summer, not working that summer, allowed me time to actually develop the script, which is the film that we went to go see yesterday at the festival. And so in retrospect, I was
Yeah.
like, that's exactly what I was meant to be doing that summer. But you don't have that wisdom over your
You
life.
don't.
And if it was up to us, I would have been working at that place that summer.
Oh, 100%.
And now I would have tried to be stressed out and like managing internship, managing this. Also, like I got to travel. I went to New York. I went to South Africa for like 6 weeks. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have had the wisdom to choose that for myself. So this is why sometimes you just kind of have to like relinquish control a little bit, and it's really hard. It's really, really hard. It's a muscle. Faith is a muscle that you have to constantly exercise. You don't just wake up having a certain level of patience. Like you constantly have to test yourself and try yourself. And I'm actually not surprisingly, I don't think I would never really describe myself as a super patient person. I've had to grow it. It's not one of the virtues I've always had in life, honestly. Like people know, like I have my moments where I have a short fuse. I get irritated really easily, but in the grander scheme of things, I've had to train myself to exercise that faith muscle because it's just it was starting to negatively impact my mental health when I was younger, that I'd get anxious when things wouldn't happen, that I had to realize that like, my dear, you have to stop this thing of wanting to control so much.
Yeah, like it's interesting to be like, oh, is this enough for me to get a job? And I just smiled because I was just like, you'd be, if you could go back and speak to her, you'd be like, you'll be fine.
You'll be just fine, bro.
You'll be so fine. And I'm like smiling because I'm just like,
but that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like we have the gift of, now we're in retrospect, we're looking at the past, but when you're in it, you don't know. And by the way, I did end up working at that company, and I did get an internship with them later, not in the season I wanted to, but their next semester I ended up working for them, and it was great. It was the right time and everything worked out. But like, I didn't know that they were gonna, like, I didn't know I'd have that opportunity at the time. At the time, I just felt the rejection,
yeah, which is a season I've been in for a while. So let's see if we come out of it.
Rejection seasons are hard, man.
Yeah,
But that's
very hard.
literally the time you have to exercise the faith muscle and also do good works while you're at it.
100%.
Put the pedal to the metal. Make the phone calls. Saha's so tired of me.
What
See,
is
guys,
things she keeps saying?
we-
Pedal to metal, stroke, breast strokes. Like, shut up. Yanni, what's good?
Breaststroke, why swimming in it? Are we swimming now?
I couldn't remember what she said before, but there's something about the strokes. Anyway, ooh, she sounds like, she sometimes reminds me of my aunties. They're like, auntie, what are you doing now with your life? Auntie, if you don't do this,
I sound like an auntie.
Sometimes,
Are you saying I'm strict?
yes.
My wise friend once told me that everybody needs a strict friend in their lives.
Who said that?
Sandy said that. Sandy's stricter than I am. Ha! Sandy le. I think I'm strict. That's my strict friend. We're strict in different ways though. We literally had this debate when I was at their place in Manchester about like who's stricter. And we came to the conclusion that we are both strict in different ways.
Of course, two strict people would argue about who's stricter. And then it'd be like, yes, okay, conclusion. We are strict in different ways. Of course.
Love you. But yeah, I think in wrapping up this conversation,
Yeah.
sometimes good things take time.
Sometimes they take a long time.
And it's hard. It's really hard. It's really hard to be patient. It's really hard to endure. It's really hard to not reap the rewards that you want right now. It's really hard when the friendship is not, like, even like making friends here took me a while, dude. Like making actually good friends, that took me a while. I've had to exercise patience in dating and like those things that I want for myself and like companionship and whatever. I've had to exercise patience in career goals being realized later than I thought they would be. And like,
Yeah.
kuningi, man, like life is long at the end of the day. And look at us, we're speaking about this and enduring it as if we're old. Like we're literally in our mid-20s. Like I'm sure if we had any like listeners who are like maybe in their 40s looking at us, they'd be like, girl, you have so much time. You have so much time. So
Crazy.
remember that and stop thinking that you can derive value out of something without putting in the work.
Yeah.
You can't go past putting in your 10,000 hours. You can't go past maintaining your relationships and still get the value of the kinds of relationships you want in life. It just doesn't work like that. It just sorry.
Listen, if you feel like things aren't working out, don't worry. Things will. just have to be a little patient. We're all on the same boat.
Exactly. We'll survive.
But on another note, what have you been watching this week? Festival?
We've been watching a lot of short films, actually. Yeah.
Yes.
We've been watching a lot of short films. Actually, maybe we can shout out some of the ones we really liked.
Yes.
Yesterday, we watched a good selection of short films, and we also watched some short films last week when we went to her screening.
Some of the one from yesterday I really liked was The Tall Dark Man.
Yes, The Tall Dark Man. I really liked Anachronism, which was this like sci-fi romance one. I really liked that one. So shout out to those filmmakers.
Yes.
If their films have pages, maybe we'll tag them.
And then from last week there was like The Open Casket. Was that the film?
Oh, you like the one with the little girls?
Yeah.
It was
that
really well
one was
made.
good.
I really liked as well. The word hanger was in the title. I think
The
it was like
ending
it was
was
like
like-
all the
yeah.
men's hangers.
And that one was like the ending was quite
Powerful.
Also like the really like trigger warning scene. That one I think was done so interestingly and so
The flashes and like how she went through it.
Yeah.
And it was just very triggering and very like it was a lot. Like guys, women go through so much. Women go through so much. Women go through so much. And I know like you didn't see much of it because like you don't like to watch like people suffering and everything. But I actually thought the one another trigger warning about the school shooting was really evocative, man. But I think those obviously other than ours that we watched, so what, last week we watched The Breathless Flower, this week we watched The Missing Middle, and obviously we think ours were good. Yeah.
And hopefully we get to the finals, but we'll see.
I don't even think they have that, my dear.
What do you mean? They do.
Not every festival has finals, dude.
But they said on the website they do. They said there's like there's like different awards. There's like 8 awards.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean like some people it's nominations for awards. It's not necessarily a finalist, if that makes sense.
Oh, that's what I meant. Like as in like whoever wins the prizes or whatever is selected. I don't know because there's a jury for it.
Oh.
Yeah. There's like 4 jurors or 5 jurors. I looked them up.
Girl, the way you are.
Sorry, I think I fell into a trap. I fell into a trap. This is what happens when you don't get what you want. You start falling into a trap and becoming obsessed with it. Anyway, that's another day. Another conversation for another day.
I didn't even clock. I didn't even know festivals do like awards for real, other than like the top ones, which sometimes offer cash. Like I remember when we went to dances and films with like Irma. We were like, oh, we just got there. And like people were getting nominated and everything. We're like, oh, I guess that's how it happens. Like, I feel like every award show does things differently. Even with the one in Dallas, I was like, oh, I didn't even know. Like most of them don't tell you until the moment of that anything is happening. And even if it doesn't happen, to be honest with you, it's not. Unless you are a winner of a festival that's offering cash. Now you're talking.
But this one, this one was offering cash apparently.
Yeah, but like for top 3.
There's like, I don't know. I need to look
Most
into it.
of them offer things for like top 3, but like if you imagine, like there's like 100 films. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't know. I think I try and manage my own expectations when I'm like, you know, I'm just like I don't. I just wanted people to see the film and like they saw the film
and it was fantastic.
So, but anyways, that's what we've been watching.
Yes.
Is a lot of film festival stuff. Issy wants us to go watch Fantastic Four in 4D. So if you went to go watch it, please let us know how it is.
God.
Give us a little bit of a review.
4D.
It sounds really scary. I'm scared. I'm scared. But yeah, otherwise that's it for the girls tonight. Today. The sun is shining. It's not the evening.
Have a fantastic week.
Yes.
Whenever you're watching this.
Yes.
Or weekend, whenever.
Something
Night,
like
evening,
that.
morning, afternoon, whenever
Enjoy
you're playing this.
your life is the point that we are trying to make. And don't forget to like and comment and subscribe.
Yeah. And ask me out. Thank you.